Uh, Dr. Sadao Hoki had gone to his professor's house that day. He had been invited, and he didn't want to go there, right? Because his wife was very talkative and she did not cook good food, and that is why the students were not interested to go. But now he says that it was very nice that he had gone there. Had he not gone there, he would not have met Hannah there. Hannah was a new student, and he thought that if he had not gone there, he would not have met Hannah, who was going to be his future wife. Right? They both loved each other, but they did not marry in a haste. They returned to China after the completion of their course, and then, with the permission of his father, a formal marriage took place in a traditional Japanese ceremony. Right? Both the parents of Dr. Sadao and Hannah, they agreed and they sought the permission of the parents to get married, and it was a very traditional Japanese ceremony. Right? All the details were discussed before, and they were very happy. Right? And they had two children now. Right? Now, as they were standing on the balcony and the mist was approaching towards them, they saw that a figure appeared in the mist. Right? It seemed that it was black in color because of the mist in the air. The outline of the man could be visibly seen. Right? It could be clearly seen that there was a man's body. He walked unsteadily with his arms above his head. Okay? Now, when you put your arms above your head, it is an indication that you are a prisoner. Right? And then suddenly he saw that the man walked a few steps and he suddenly disappeared. Right? Upon seeing that figure coming out from the mist, Hannah reacted and asked Dr. Sadao, who was that? Now, both of them bent towards the railing and tried to figure out what actually was that. Now he was crawling on his hands and knees. Now he was not walking. When he fell down, he started crawling on his hands and knees. And then even that failed, and he fell on the ground with his face lying there. They thought that probably he had fainted. Right? He was unable to walk and he had fainted. Okay? Now, this area where Dr. Sadao lived, it was a village full of fishermen. And Dr. Sadao obviously thought that probably it was a fisherman who had been washed off his boat. So he ran to help him, and Hannah followed him. Now, both of them, when they went there, they thought that this man could be very severely injured, because this part of the sea coast, it was stony beach. Right? There were many pointed stones. Right? So he thought that anybody who would be coming from the sea, from the water, he would be very badly hurt because there were many stones. Right? And when they reached there, they saw the man, and as they had thought, he was very badly injured because there was blood which had oozed out and on both the sides of that man who was lying with his face down. Okay? Now, there was something which was very interesting, and this was that when they turned the body, they saw that it was an American. Right? So Hannah whispered, a white man. Right? White man means American. Right? Okay. Now, on turning the body, they saw this white man, and Sadao was not worried. He said this man was wounded. Now see the approach of two different people on the same situation. Hannah saw this was a white man, and Dr. Sadao saw this was a wounded man. Right? Hannah was a layman and Dr. Sadao was a doctor and a scientist. So he saw that he was wounded. For him, the person, whoever it is, it did not matter. For him, he was a wounded man. Right? Now he saw the cap on the head of the person, the white man, and his dress was also torn, and he could see the words written on his cap. Right? It said the American Navy. Right? So he was an American who was probably a prisoner of war. Right? And when his cap fell off, there was the long yellow hair which came out, which seemed that it had not been cut for many weeks. So the hair was long. And when he saw the face of the American, he could see that the face was as if it was in so much of pain. Right? That means he must have been tortured. He was prisoner of war, so he was tortured. Right? And there was long hair and beard, which seemed as if he had not had a cut for a very long time. Right? And he was unconscious. Okay? He had fainted. He was unconscious. Now Dr. Sadao, he reminded that the man was wounded, as he had seen the blood stains on the sand, and as a doctor he moved his trained fingers. Right? His fingers were so trained that he moved his fingers and he could see the man's back searching for the wound. Right? He could see that the blood was oozing out of a wound in the lower part of his back. He realized that it was a gunshot. Okay? And the man had been injured a few days ago, and there was no medical help given to him. You know, there are laws that the prisoners of war must be given the medical treatment, but he was not given at all. Okay? And he could realize that this wound was at least a few days ago. Okay? And he had treated himself by keeping some black colored powdery substance on it. But when he had jumped into the sea, when he had been washed by the water, the sharp rocks on the shore had purged the wound. Right? The wound which was already there. Right? It was purged by the sharp rocks and it was bleeding. Right? And it was easier for the couple, that is Dr. Sadao and Hannah, to take this person, notice this person, because this was not the time for any of the people coming on that side. Right? Even the beachcombers did not come at that time, because it was mist and fog at that time. The beachcombers means the poor people who move on the beaches searching for valuable articles so that they can collect. Sometimes they collect the other things also, whether other people have left it, or sometimes the shells also, and they try to sell it so that they can get some money. But at that time even the beachcombers were not there, so no one had seen Dr. Sadao and Hannah looking at the American. Now the mist was intensified, right? And they could not be seen by anyone, but they were afraid what to do. Okay? Now Dr. Sadao told what to do with this man. and he was asking himself and he was replying himself, right? He replied to himself that the best thing to do was to put the man back into the sea, right? Okay. Now, why put the man back into the sea? See, he was a prisoner of war, right? And if Dr. Sadao takes him to his house and gives him treatment, he would be taken in by the army. And if he leaves this person here, he is definitely going to die if he doesn't get the medical help immediately, right? So now they were in a dilemma, right? This is the dilemma. What to do with this enemy? Now and then, Hana reminded Dr. Sadao that he is an enemy. If they handed him over to the Japanese army, they are going to keep him in the prison and he is going to die because he is not going to get any medical help there. And if they kept it in their house, they would be treated as traitors. So they had a dilemma. Dr. Sadao had a dilemma what to do. Okay. So they thought that the best thing to do was to put him back into the sea. Okay. So for them it was the kindest act that they could do. Now both of them did not move ahead. Okay. They stood there. It is said that the words did not match the action. They said that they would throw this man into the sea, but they did not do that. They did not act that, right? Now they were sure that he was a prisoner of war, and that is why they were in the dilemma. Okay. Now what to do? Now Dr. Sadao, he was a doctor by profession, so he said that he needs immediate medical help, right? Okay. Now he says that he is not going to think about the nationality of a person. He was not going to think whether he was his friend or the enemy. The first thing, my concern was that he is wounded and he needs medical help immediately. Okay. Now they decided that this American prisoner of war should be taken to their house. Now Hana was concerned, right? She was concerned what the servants would say, right? The servants would not support them because they would be sheltering an enemy, right? And if they tell this to the police, okay, they would be taken as traitors. And then what would happen of their children? What would happen of Dr. Sadao's position? So she was worried, okay, and that is why she was not ready to take this prisoner of war, this American, into their house. But Dr. Sadao said that he needed medical treatment immediately, otherwise he would die. So they tried to take this person into their house. Now Sadao and Hana, they lifted this injured man, and he was very light as a fowl, right? Fowl means a cock or a hen, right? He was so light that his weight is compared to that of a hen. Okay, that means he had not had good food. He was prisoner of war for a very long time, so he was mere skin and skeleton, right? Now both of them carried this man towards the empty bedroom which belonged to Dr. Sadao's father, right? They took this man into the bedroom which was uh, emptied because Dr. Sadao's father had died. Now the injured man was laid on the thick mat on the floor. Okay. Now Hannah hesitated for a minute. Right. She wanted these beautiful quilts to be removed because they were pure white silk with beautiful flowers. Right. So she wanted to remove this beautiful quilt, and so she went outside to bring the old quilts which were given to the gardener to cover the grass during the snowfall. Right. So she went to take that, but before she could get it, the quilt was already covered with the blood of the injured American. Right. Now Dr. Sadao said that first this man has to be washed. That means he should be cleaned. Then only he could do anything. Now she said that okay, I will ask my servant Yumi, right, to clean this American. Now Yumi is the caretaker. She takes care of the children of Dr. Sadao and Hannah. And when Hannah went there, she asked Yumi to come out for a moment, right? Although the children who were sleeping, when they heard their mother's voice, they wanted the company of their mother. So she had to go for a few moments to cuddle to the children, and then she came out, right? Now Yumi was asked to heat some water, and that water was to be taken to clean the American. When she said this, she took Yumi to the bedroom to clean the American. Yumi was terrified, right? She did not touch the American, right? She said that I will not clean this man. Okay, I am not going to touch any white man. So she left. Hannah was so angry that out of anger she started cleaning the American, right? In the first part, when Dr. Sadao was there with her, when the American was put on the quilt, she was so afraid that she went away with Dr. Sadao. But now that fear, it was overcome by the anger that she had for Yumi, because Yumi had not cleaned the wounds. So it was Hannah who cleaned the wounds, right? Now Yumi went towards the children's room, and Hannah cleaned the American, and at that moment Dr. Sadao comes in, right? She says that you will have to clean the rest. I have cleaned the upper part. So he says, okay, you have cleaned it. So he was surprised. He had not expected Hannah to clean the American, right? Now Dr. Sadao, who was an expert, he wanted to operate upon the American, right? So he was ready with his equipments. Okay, he had that bag, he had the paraphernalia of a medical practitioner, and he was ready with everything. He had brought with him the emergency kit. Dr. Sadao started to operate upon the American, and he had taken out everything, and he had laid down on the fresh towel, right? Everything was there that he needed. And then he asked Hannah to give anesthesia to the American, right? It was very difficult for Hannah because she had never done something like that. Okay, so Dr. Sadao said that it was very easy. What you have to do is you have to keep the cotton soaked in anesthesia before his nose, and as soon as he seems to be sleeping, just leave it. So now he was ready with the instruments and the bright surgeon's light that is fixed on the forehead, right? He just touched the wound and said that there was a bullet inside the man's body, and how deep the wound was he did not know. And there was another wound on the same place made by the rock. Okay, now he said that it was not so deep, but he could get the bullet out, but the bleeding was not from the surface of the skin, right? It was not superficial. Okay, it was deep inside, and this has cost him too much. That means this American, he had suffered a lot because of the loss of too much of blood, right? Now this man was senseless. He did not have any sense, but still he was given the anesthesia. The face of the American was like sulfur, right? Sulfur is yellowish color. Okay, his face had become pale, and it was showing the pain that he was having. Now Dr. Sadao had a habit. Okay, whenever he used to operate upon, he used to talk to the patient, although the patient was senseless. Okay, he had the habit of talking to the patient, and while talking he always used to call him my friend. Okay, so he said, you don't faint now. If I stop now, the man will surely die. This is said to Hannah, because Hannah was also in the same condition. She had never seen so much of bleeding. So Dr. Sadao says, now you don't faint, otherwise I'll have to attend to you. Now this man needs emergency medical help. So you don't faint. So when she saw the blood, she was so much uncomfortable that she went out of the room and she vomited, right? Now Dr. Sadao wanted to go near Hannah to console her because she had vomited, but he could not go, right? Because he was attending to the patient. Okay, now when she was a bit better, she came inside again to Dr. Sadao. Dr. Sadao said that it is better that you have vomited. Now your stomach is empty, right? You would not feel uneasy again and again. Okay, now Hannah was under stress, okay, due to two reasons. One reason was that American was in their house, and the other reason was she had never seen any patient like this. Okay, now this patient, this American, he was senseless, and he did not know what was going on with his body. So Dr. Sadao tried to make his effort to save this man. Okay, now he started working a bit faster because the injured man was starting to moan in his unconsciousness. But Dr. Sadao did not pay attention. He started doing his work. Okay, he was starting his operation. Now when she administered the anesthesia, he was unconscious, but the operation which took the time, okay, operation which Dr. Sadao did on the American, he started speaking and he put his hands. Now he remembers his anatomy teacher who had taught him, who told him that you have to know the anatomy of a person where you can blindly, right, you can blindly put your hand and you will say that this is this particular part of the body. So you should know your anatomy very well, otherwise you are going to be an assassin, right? You are going to kill the person. So here Dr. Sadao knew the anatomy very well, and he put his hands and he took out the bullet, right? When the operation was going on, Hannah was looking at the face of this young man, right? He was suffering whether he knew it or not, right? And then she remembers the stories which were told by everyone about the suffering of the prisoners in the war, right? Now he says that the Japanese army was cheered everywhere, but she remembers about the about one of the particular generals, General Takima, who at home beat his wife very cruelly, right? No one mentioned of General Takima's beating of his wife, but everyone mentioned him of the victory at Manchuria. So she says that if a man can be so cruel to a woman who is his wife, why can't he be cruel to the prisoners like this, right? So she is a bit concerned about this little American, this young American. Now Dr. Sadao, who had performed the operation successfully, he was very happy, right? Now he was a great surgeon, and he had taken out the bullet which was near the kidneys with precise incision, and he was very happy to do that, right? He kept on calling the patient as my friend, right? Now the operation was successful. The couple was happy, but the problem was this: his pulse was still a bit faint. That means he had still not that energy that was needed. Okay, he was not very well, but he knew that this patient is going to live, right? And he wants that this person does not live, right? He does not want this person, this American, to live. Why? He knew that if he lives, he will have to hand over this prisoner to the army, and if he hands over this prisoner to army, they are going to keep him as a prisoner and he is going to die, right? So in both the cases he is going to die. If this operation is successful, he is going to live, and then he is going to die in the prison. And if the operation is unsuccessful, he will die. So he says that it is better that he dies on the operation table, right? So after this we'll discuss it in the next part. This is the first part. Pay attention to it. Pay attention to the sceneries outside the house of Dr. Sadao, the sighting of the American, the keeping of the American in Dr. Sadao's father's room, and the problem of Yumi and other servants in the house, and the courage of Hannah in cleaning the wounds of the American, and the operation that takes place. Okay, thank you.